From coffee to shampoo to hand sanitizer, First Stop Shop is your one-stop, conveniently located at the nearest Delta Petroleum gas station.
Delta Petroleum, serving the Caribbean.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, 8th May 2024. This is THG News Today with Mervyn Hanley. It's good to be here with you this morning to bring you information on what's happening around the Caribbean. The news, of course, is sponsored by Carl & Sons on St. Maarten with 2 locations on the island, in Cold Bay and on the Pontville, Thesis on Nevis, and Delta Petroleum. And of course, you know that I will say that if you have not subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, now is the absolute perfect time to do so because so much has taken place around the Caribbean. I'm going to read some troubling stories, at least one of them especially to you this morning. So it is very important that to be able to be kept abreast on what's happening, you must be logged on to THG News Today, THG Network. Now, I know that it has been flooding in a number of islands. I know that the Antigua and Barbuda Met Services, they would have issued a flash flood warning effective yesterday at 5:30 p.m. for Antigua and Barbuda. As you can see on our screen, some of the footage from yesterday's flooding on the island. And then residents of the British Virgin Islands is under under a flash flood warning. Severe rains is taking place there, and you're urged to exercise extreme caution. I'm still waiting to see a report because I know that the rain came out of nowhere yesterday, and in the BVI late in the afternoon I saw students, they were still at school, a number of students. So I'm just curious to know what took place with those students because the rain went on until the nighttime. So that is a report that I am waiting on regarding the BVI and its heavy rain. Extreme caution they took yesterday because of this rain. And I know that St. Maarten, again, heavy rainfall, and St. Martin's advisory is in effect until Thursday morning, 6 o'clock. So it's raining cats and dogs in areas on St. Maarten. And please, St. Martiners, drivers, motorists, if you don't have to be on the roads, please don't be on the road at this time. But we'll see and we'll continue to monitor the weather situation, the weather system in these islands. Yeah. Now, to a troubling story, and this is, I'm not sure if these are the same folks who sent bomb threats to Turks and Caicos Islands, BVI, Anguilla, and Bermuda. But here it is that with less than a month to go for the ICC T20 World Cup, the showpiece event has hit a block with reports of terror attacks threatening to hamper it. The reports gained momentum after Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, confirmed that security agencies in the West Indies were monitoring a possible terror threat to the event. Taking note of Rowley's confirmation, the International Cricket Council, ICC, and the Cricket West Indies assured all stakeholders that a comprehensive and robust security plan is in place for the T20 World Cup starting June 1st. A report in Trinidad's Daily Express quoted Rowley as saying that the CARICOM and the security agencies are working to combat the threat to the World Cup. It has been further reported that the Barbados regional security officials are monitoring potential threats to the ICC event. Unfortunately, the threat of terrorism, in its many and varied expressions, is an ever-present danger in the world of the 21st century. It is against this backdrop that all nations, like our region, when hosting large or vulnerable gatherings, make an extra effort in national security preparations and response readiness to take seriously all threats expressed or implied, according to Prime Minister Rowley. Given the fact that bad actors can choose to misbehave in any way possible, it makes it virtually impossible to completely seal off all opportunities. However, we at the local and regional levels have remained alert alert to many threats and have singularly or together have our intelligence and other security agencies working to protect the population in countries and at venues throughout the tournament, he added. The forthcoming T20 World Cup scheduled for June 1st to June 29th will be jointly hosted by the USA and the West Indies. In the Caribbean, matches will be held across Antigua and Barbuda, Guyana, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Trinidad and Tobago, Florida, New York, and Texas, and the 3 venues in the U.S. shortlisted to conduct the matches. Currently, no specific threats have been reported to U.S. venues. The final will be played in Barbados, and the semi-finals will be held in Trinidad and Guyana. This is also the first time the West Indies will host the World Cup since 2010, when it last organized the ICC World T20 14 years ago. So we will keep our ears and eyes out on this. I mean, as I said yesterday in our news program, that these things are now happening so close at home. I mean, yeah, so we just have to be on alert, yeah, and not take anything for granted. We move now to news from, well, I'll say the islands, St. Kitts, Nevis, St. Eustatius, St. Maarten, Saba, because this will affect our people throughout these islands. And according to a WinFM news report, and I saw this and I just shook my head, that the Makana Ferry Service, the vessel which travels between St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Maarten, St. Eustatius, and Saba, will increase its passenger fares as of May 15th. The company advised that starting 15th May, Makana Ferry Service will introduce new unsubsidized rates. The terms of the public service obligation, that's the PSO contract, unfortunately have not yet been resolved. In the interim, rates have to be adjusted to appropriately support continued connectivity. We apologize for any inconvenience and appreciate your continued support as we work towards a resolution. The previous PSO, and again, that means I'm going to say it again, PSO in this news article. So when I say PSO, you know that I mean the public service obligation contract with the Netherlands or with folks in St. Eustatius and Saba and stuff, but I'll continue to read. The previous PSO ended on December 31st, 2023. The Makana has been operating without a subsidy since January 1st, 2024. An evaluation of Makana Ferry Service revealed that the company has been financially unstable up to 2 years after its establishment. Fares between St. Kitts and St. Eustatius will increase to $100. Saba and the St. Kitts will increase to $150, while the longest and most expensive trip between St. Maarten and the St. Kitts will go up to $234 round trip. It is right now, I believe, $200 US round trip. Executive Council of the public entity Saba on Friday afternoon, May 3rd, released a statement regarding the impending increase in ticket prices for travel on the Makana Ferry. It reads, the public entity Saba acknowledges the importance of affordable rates on the Makana, and it therefore will continue to work diligently to come to a consensus with the different stakeholders in regards to the new PSO. The Executive Council also said in the coming days, negotiations will continue with the goal of reaching terms that are agreeable for all parties involved. Ideally, this will happen before the rates are increased. And all I'm going to say about this, I mean, you see, our people, it always falls back on our people. Our people can't catch a break. The small man can't catch a break. To go to St. Maarten to shop, can't catch a break. You can't take the airline because that's almost a trip, more than a trip now to Florida. You know, so they had a break with the Makana Ferry Service. And because of the politics and because of, oh, you need to subsidize us, otherwise we can't make these trips. And now we see where they raise their costs. And I understand that they're in business, right? But then you're holding everybody hostage, government hostage, the people hostage. I mean, you can't catch a break. You can't catch a break. The people, that is. And you know, in all of this, corporate companies, the big companies, these are the companies, and I'm not just speaking about Makana, mind you, but these companies outside of Makana, they get all the concessions, they get all the big monies, corporate monies, whatever you want to call it. They get all the bailouts from the government, and it never trickles down to the people. No matter how many bailout a company gets, always back on the customer. But I hope everything works out with Makana Ferry Service and the folks there, whether in Eustatius or Saba, because I do believe that what they do is actually needed. It's working. May not be working financially because this report is saying that it's been running without a profit for the last 2 years. But I do hope that everything works out and we can have Makana doing what it does best for the people. Low fares and getting them to their destination safely. Yes. Now, that was Makana. Now we're going to talk about Sunrise Airways. And Sunrise Airways unveiled a significant enlargement of its flight network, introducing new intra-regional routes that link 4 Eastern Caribbean locations: Antigua, Dominica, St. Kitts, and St. Lucia. Starting May 25th, these routes will be serviced by a twin turboprop plane, each accommodating up to 30 passengers. And I believe this airline is out of Haiti. Sunrise Airways chairman and CEO, Philip Bayard, commented on the new flight, saying, "All of us at Sunrise Airways have cherished each new route that we've inaugurated over the 12-year history of our airline. This latest expansion, though, is extra special as it brings the mission we started in the Western Caribbean to better connect our islands under our One Caribbean concept to the Eastern Caribbean in the biggest way yet. Fittingly, as regards to our name, it's truly the dawn of a new day for intra-regional air travel within the Eastern Caribbean. The new services will be available 6 days a week, excluding Tuesdays. There will be 2 daily flights between Antigua and Dominica, and between Antigua and St. Kitts. Additionally, a daily flight will connect Antigua and St. Lucia." And this is Sunrise Airways out of Haiti. And I can say to anyone who works at Sunrise Airways, or if you're the CEO and you're logged on to THG Network, THG News, enjoy this, the first and the last free. I call it a free ad for Sunrise Airways. I find that these companies, yes, they send out their press releases and all of that, and that is good. You know, when you read a press release, that's actually a marketing ad. We are marketing the airline. So this is the first and last time for Sunrise Airways. So if you guys want to advertise with us here on THG Network, you can reach us via WhatsApp at 1-869-667-7443. That's 1-869-667-7443. Let's have a discussion. But today is the first and last I'll be telling anyone about this airline. You need to do business with us here in the islands on the local media networks that's disseminating your own information. And the same goes for Liat. Because it's one thing, I've always come here day after day after day, morning after morning, with reports about Liat. But no, I am not doing any more press releases like that for Liat. You guys need to spend monies in our local markets and not just in major markets. Okay, so now you understand. If I have a report about Liat, which I think that is, or any airline that I think, is newsworthy, that may be different. But not all these press releases every day. They're trying to market. It's not necessarily about these press statements. They're marketing their company. So I'm not in that anymore. Okay, St. Maarten. We have some news from St. Maarten. The new Minister of Tourism and Economic Affairs, Transport and Telecommunications, TIAT, that's Grisha Heyliger-Marten, has pointed out that one of her priorities will include the marketplace. Speaking shortly after being sworn in on Friday, Heyliger-Marten said one of the key areas we definitely have to work on, it's improving our product. We have allowed the town into what some now call a ghetto. That is not who we are. We have to reverse that image. Let's face it, the town needs a facelift, said Minister Heyliger-Marten. There is an urgent need for the beautification of Philipsburg, including the marketplace, so we can restore it to its past glory. This will receive my full attention, said the minister, adding the image of our island, our tourism product, is everybody's business. And finally, in our news this morning, anticipate the presence of intense sargassum conditions in the Eastern Caribbean throughout the upcoming 3 months. The information provided is sourced from the Sargassum Sub-Regional Outlook Bulletin issued by the Sargassum team at the Center for Resource Management and Environmental Studies at the Cave Hill campus of the University of the West Indies in Barbados. The bulletin covers the period from April 29th to July 30th, 2024. Based on its summary, the amount of sargassum is still growing in the Central Atlantic region. A concentrated mass of sargassum is found in the area to to the east of Barbados and Trinidad. And so significant surges have commenced and are projected to persist throughout the month of May in the southern islands, and from early June, there'll be a return to mild to moderate conditions that will persist throughout July. Yeah, so please take note, and I know what that can do to our shorelines across the Caribbean islands. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our news for today. It's an overcast Wednesday morning. It's a rainy Wednesday in some areas, so please be careful out there on the roads. And for some of you islands, if you do not have to go out this morning, please do not. Just take it easy. The world is not, well, I was about to say the world will not end, but I don't know that. But just take it easy and be safe out there today, okay? The news, of course, was sponsored by Carl & Sons on St. Martin, Delta Petroleum, and Thesis on Nevis. Do join me again tomorrow morning, God's willing, at 6 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time for a similar presentation. And remember, if you have not yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can be kept abreast on what's happening around the Caribbean. My name is Mervyn Henley. Have a blessed day.
Carl & Sons have been serving the people of St. Maarten for over 40 years. And the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Carl & Sons for simply the best. There are two locations, Coal Bay and on the Punfill. In Coal Bay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Punfill, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Carl & Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Coal Bay location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Carl & Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you. Nevis, satisfy your sweet tooth at Thesis, the coziest spot in Charlestown, known for its mouth-watering ice cream and dal parade. We are open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come in and sample our patties, sandwiches, air-fried wings with fries, hot dogs, rotis, and now our famous smoothies, in all flavors of course. And don't forget to try the famous bus-up shut and saltfish. It's Thesis, located at the entrance to the Cotton Ginnery Mall in Charlestown, Nevis. They are also available by phone, so place your order by calling 1-869-665-2458. Don't ask about the rest, just try the best.